Welcome everybody to 2014 Fantasy Football the Banovac way. You know what we did that? This time, last year, same place, same time, same actually, you know what? This year we actually in a studio.
Yeah, and if you all notice, we're in high definition and the sound is really good, so we're moving up in the world.
We are. That means we actually got picked up by HGTV. Not ESPN yet, but we're getting there.
We're on our way.
So, anyways, Dad, you know, it's one of those things. We're in fantasy football. We did this the last few years, and we're here today to kind of discuss the results of last year, some players, the actual, what kind of order we're doing in the draft. I mean, do you believe who won last year?
Oh, it's tough to stomach. We're still suffering the humiliation of the beatings that we all got by the actually number 2 seeded team who ended up winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, the number 2 seeded team, Gringa Loca. What does that even mean?
Well, I think Loca has something to do with the locomotive, female locomotive, Mexican train worker or something.
Actually, Rock, Gringa Loca means crazy woman.
Yeah, and the crazy woman kicked everybody's butt.
I mean, she's crazy living in Costa Rica, living on the beach. That's not so crazy to me. She has it figured out. But still, poor Scott Gillis, I mean, he won by like 3,000 or 300 points compared to everybody else last year.
Well, he scored 1,600 points, and he just blew everybody away. And he had a total of 300 more points than anybody else. And then he gets to the big one, and well, we all know what would happen there.
What happened?
Well, he lost. He didn't score the points he was usually scoring, and he got defeated by Gringa Loca.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You got Gringa Loca, and you got her counterpart. I mean, what was his name? Costa Rica Living?
Costa Rica Living.
But how did he do last year?
Well, he came on strong at the end. He just didn't make the playoffs by one game, and but you look to see both of them tough this year because, you know, they live in a foreign country. Most of their family and friends are in the United States. They have internet jobs, and they're on the internet all day and all night.
I mean, all day, all night. You think about that, Rock. I mean, they're on the internet, so that means if they don't take first and second, I mean, like at least 10 hours a day, they're in front of a computer.
So we're applying pressure to the two of you. I mean, we understand now they'll be in between those times. You'll be changing diapers and so forth.
That's right. Congratulations, you two on a brand new baby. So
yeah.
That's one of those. We got.
Congratulations.
I mean, you got that, and you got Pie Crust out there in Detroit. I mean, he was in a snowy winter last year. I mean, he had no excuse either last year.
Well, he made the playoffs. He usually is tough, but then again, you know, in Detroit it's cold, so. He's in the winter. He's locked up in the house. So what's he doing? He's searching the web and looking for players. So, you know, he's going to be tough again.
So, I mean, we go down that list. There's Craig, Brooke, Dustin, all kind of either in the cold or on computers. That brings us the fourth guy, Rich Hilliard. What does he do?
Well, he works out of his house.
Shocker! There's another guy on the computer all day.
There you go, on the computer. And then look who was 12-2 last year. He was living in Chicago last year. Freezing to death. His family was in Colorado, which we don't want to say that too loud after the beating the Broncos took in the Super Bowl. But you know, he was alone in the cold, and again, he was on the web searching for players, and rightfully so, as he blew everybody away.
So I come to realize, Rock, that if you're kind of in the real estate business, you're going to take last.
Well, I hope that's not true, Ryan. We've done well in the past, and we can do well again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for a better season than last and dead last. I mean, we also have another person that's not in the cold, that's not on the beach, that's not on a computer all day. We got Brad and Austin. I mean, those two, Austin's he's getting more intelligent, he's getting smarter, he's knowing players more. Brad, he's a tall guy, knows basketball, knows nothing about football.
That's correct, but keep in mind that Brad did win 2 Super Bowls before Austin. So now with Austin there at his side, that just makes him a lot stronger.
It does, and I got a lot of pressure on you two. I'm kind of worried about Austin. I mean, just don't put all your eggs in one basket in Aaron Rodgers this year, Austin, because it's not going to work.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers has a running back now, so he's not going to throw as much.
So, I mean, we kind of went over last year's results. I mean, I want to get into the players we have to draft this year. I mean, you think about the list, you think about the top rankings they have. I mean, a lot of the mock drafts, this and that, they have Jamal Charles going number 1 with Kansas City. They got LaShawn McCoy going number 2, either 1 or 2. I mean, he's with Philadelphia. I mean, you look at this, I mean, the top 5 in a lot of these drafts are all running backs. I mean, Rock, would you take a running back your first round?
Well, it's possible. I kind of like Sean McCoy because he's not only a runner, but he's a receiver. Well, he gets a lot of multi-purpose yards.
Well, if you draft Sean McCoy, I don't think he's playing this year. I think it's LaShawn McCoy.
Oh, okay. Well, sometimes I have trouble pronouncing names. After all, last year I was 4'9".
I mean, we go down the list. I mean, you got quarterbacks. I mean, give you a heads up. If you don't get a quarterback in the first round, if it's not Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, wait a few rounds, pick up a good receiver, pick up a running back. Jimmy Graham, they have him in the top 7. I mean, to me, that's a little too high. I mean, I wouldn't take him first round, but if I had number 7 pick and all the other guys ahead of me, Jamal Charles, LaShawn McCoy, Matt Forte, they're all taken, I may have to jump that route. So, I mean, Rock, you look at this, and we got all the sleepers this year. I mean, I'm going through this list. I mean, the number 1 sleeper they have this year is a guy named, I mean, look how you spell this guy's name, Khiry Robinson. Curie, is that how you pronounce that?
I guess so.
I know nothing about this guy, but he's the number 1 sleeper.
Can I get a copy of that?
Absolutely. And it's one of those things, too, where at number 7, they got RG3 as number 7 sleeper. I thought this guy played the NFL the last couple of years. I mean, why is he a sleeper?
Well, probably because he didn't do that well last year. He was hurt. And it brings up another question about quarterbacks that run. Are they a risk, Ryan? Like, for example, Kaepernick. Do you think he's a risk to take?
Look at Kaepernick's team. Now, he's on the 49ers. He's got, I mean, you got Crabtree. I mean, you got Bolden. You got, I mean, who's the other receivers they have?
Davis.
They got
Stevie Johnson, too.
Stevie Johnson, Davis. I mean, if you put those 4 guys on a different team with a quarterback besides Colin Kaepernick, that's a Super Bowl team. A quarterback caliber of Colin Kaepernick, all he knows how to do is run, and they're going to fail. He's going to get hurt by week 6, guaranteed.
And they have no backup.
No backup. I mean, they got rid of who they have last year anyway.
Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy. I mean, where is he now on? I think was he on the Browns or something? I don't even know where he went.
They should have kept him.
They should have kept him. So, I mean, you look at this, the sleepers. I took RG3. I was in a draft actually last night, and I had actually number 5 pick. I was in a kind of predicament last night. I was watching my daughter Alexis. I love my daughter to death. It's one of those things. The draft was at 6. I had to watch her at 6, feed her at 6:30, and she had a blowout.
I hate
and
that
so,
when
you have those now?
No, but I used to have
I mean, if I had those now, I would hate it too. But
yeah.
Otherwise, outside of that, I mean, I had to do all this and do a draft yesterday. I put it on the auto draft, and I got RG3 in my auto draft. So I hope that was a good auto draft. I love you dearly, Alexis. So anyways, guys, I mean, after all this, I want to get to the order of the draft. I mean, we came here tonight. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in to, our new HGTV channel. Well, almost ESPN. But we want to do the draft, Dad.
Well, before we do the draft, Ryan, I mean, you got any picks on this list here? Do you pick? You got to pick who's going to win it all?
We could be very, very selfish. I mean, you and I both sat here last year and said we're going to take 1 and 2.
That's right.
I mean, I just want to take last because maybe that means I'll win. So I don't know where you're going to be this year.
Well, I'm certainly not going to predict that I'm going to win the Super Bowl. I'm going to take the high road and say, I don't know, because I'm just going to do the best I can. How's that?
Hey, you sound
like the best man wins.
Hey, who's our president? I mean, it sounds like something he does. I'm just going to do the best I can. Screw up every time.
Yeah, well.
But anyway, no, outside of that, I think the top 4, I mean, we said it before. We got Craig, I mean, we got Brooke, we got Dustin. Now I'm going to throw Rich in the top 4. Now, the Super Bowl, I hate to say this, and they should be in the Super Bowl together, is Craig and Brooke. So that's what I'm predicting this year. I just want to actually be better than last year. So,
well, I like those picks, Ryan. I think the Brew Dog you know, he was locked up in Chicago last year in the cold. Now he's in Florida where it's warm. He's got the ocean. He's got oranges to go pick. So he might not be spending the kind of time that he was spending last year. And although I got to say, he's still tough. He could inch in there.
I hope you're wrong. Because, I mean, we want to actually make the playoffs this year. Right?
We do.
Just one time.
We do.
Just one time.
It'd be nice.
It would. So anyways, guys, let's get on to the draft order. Rock, you want to get that? And I'll do the very first pick.
Okay, we have the very first pick of the Arizona Football Fantasy 2014.
The pick goes to my man, Rocky Banovac.
Oh, man. What pressure. Oh, my gosh.
So, who's going to take, Rock?
Well, let's see here.
You can put it on air because nobody can take them.
Well, you know, I don't know. I just don't know, right? I'm going to have to give that a lot of time.
Oh, jeez.
Boy, what pressure to have the first overall pick. I'm going to have to really study. Wow.
Just don't take Sean McCoy.
You know, I might.
Who's number 2, Rock?
Number 2. We got number 2 this year. We have Rich Hilliard.
Rich. Well, I think he had number 2 around there last year. I'm not sure.
Well, you know, Rich, I got to say about Rich, he's always tough. He always puts together a tough team, but at the end, he seems to get him in the back seat, but he just can't get that big wet kiss.
Number 3 for the draft order is going to be, myself.
Whoa!
Hey, Rock, look at that.
Look at that.
You and I are in the top 3 in the draft.
Oh, it's pretty good, Ryan. I mean, that must be some kind of an omen.
This could be good things for later.
I'm hoping.
Who's number 4?
Number 4 is, I can see through here already. It's Pie Crust.
Oh, good old D-Man out there in Detroit.
Yep.
Was that number 4?
Number 4 for Pie Crust.
Dustin, I wish you well. I mean, I look at this number 4 pick. Just don't take Adrian Peterson as it tells you to.
You know who he is going to take?
Who's he going to take?
He's going to take Calvin Johnson. Because he's a Detroit fan.
Hey, I hope you get Stafford along with that. That means you will lose. So the next pick, we have number 5. Is that where we're at?
We're at number 5.
Okay, who we got here? Our first Costa Rican goes to Brooke Hernandez. Ooh. New mom, new everything. Ooh. She's enjoying life in Costa Rica with a baby. Well, and she's got the middle of the road pick, number 5. That's not bad.
She's got pressure on her. She's the defending Super Bowl champion. And you don't want us to say that was a fluke, do you? I mean, you at least got to get in the playoffs. Defending Super Bowl champ. So let's see what you can do.
I will put it out there that she will not make the playoffs this year.
No, you just picked her.
I did, huh? Yeah, I did.
You already picked her.
I did. Well,
so now you can go back on her and put Gillis in there.
I'm here right now talking about you, and I got sidetracked, and I don't want her to make the playoffs selfishly.
I know, and I understand that.
But anyways, now the next pick. We're number 6.
We're number 6.
Number 6 is going to be the Z team, Austin and Brad Thorpe.
Okay.
So that's number 6, huh?
Number 6. We got 2 more picks left.
2 more picks. Number 6, I want to point out right here is that says take Calvin Johnson, number 6. So Dustin, I mean, you better take him or he's gone right after you.
That's right. So don't forget, he's a big guy, fast. Woo.
The next pick, we got 2 left. Who's left? We got Craig, and we got who's the last one that's left? Oh, your buddy, the drunken man.
The brew dog.
The brew dog.
The left-handed man.
Yeah. So let's see. We got the 2 left. Who do you want to have last?
I kind of like to see. I don't know. I don't want either one of them to have last. I kind of like that pick.
Well, let's just go through here. I didn't look at them. Who's got last?
Well,
there's
Craig. 7th.
Craig, number 7. Another my Costa Rican brother.
Buddy.
You have number 7.
Costa Beach living, surfboard, all that stuff. Buddy.
All that. But hey, that's no more. You're a father now, and you can't go surfing all the time. So anyways, number 7. The last pick, obviously, Dad. That's your boy.
Oop, the brew dog. The Florida boy. The Mr. Orange Juice. Well, let's see, your last. I kind of like that pick. That means you're going to go, you get 8 and 9, man. That's pretty good. You can get a speedy wide receiver from Denver. And probably Peyton Manning. You can get Peyton Manning and Marino at the same time, buddy.
Well, no, look at this. This thing must have worked out for you pretty well. It says 8 and 9. you have Monte Ball and Demarius Thomas.
Well, he's going to take Peyton Manning. You know that. He's going to take him.
Peyton Manning's not on my first page.
But he's going to take it. And
You're going to lose.
Oh, no, we're sorry about what happened in the Super Bowl last year. It's embarrassing, but oh well.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I mean, I'm a Cardinals fan. I know how it feels that we didn't get our butts kicked. So, anyways, guys, thank you again
Very
for
much
watching
so.
the order. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to get a review of kind of the order of the draft this time. So, Vanna White, may I?
Okay, thank you, Vanna. Very good. Thank
So,
you very much.
This year, 2014 draft order, in case you weren't paying attention earlier, is number 1 is Rocky. That's you. Number 2, Rich Hillier. 3, myself, the champion. Number 4 is Dustin Hernandez. 5, Brooke. 6, the Z team with Austin and Brad. 7, Craig. And bringing up the rear end is Scott. So, Scott, you got a lot of pressure on you, my man. So, again, guys, thank you. Let's have a good time this season. Let's play fair. I want to see a lot of trades. I don't want to see anybody give up. And cheers to a good fantasy league.
That's right. Here we go.